And I
Very
really
true.
feel that, women bring across on the table empathy and resilience,
Right.
which is a very good combination, because I also think that skills can be taught. So if a person lacks into something, which can be taught, you can
You
train
can
him, you can
teach.
send him for different things. But the attitude or this that is within you cannot be actually taught.
True.
So
Very
I
true.
feel that resilience and empathy should, I have read a lot of books on them. I have done courses. Yes, you can develop your empathy to a certain level, but I feel that it naturally flows in women.
A warm welcome to all of you and a happy Women's Day. Vishwakarma Institute of Technology is proudly celebrating 40 years of excellence in imparting world class education. VIT's Saksham Centre for Women Empowerment has a vision of empowering women to lead with education, rights awareness, and opportunities, advancing gender equality and societal progress. I'm happy to share with you today that VIT has over 3,500 female students and over 237 women faculty. So we are really moving
Lovely,
forward in terms
lovely.
of getting more and more involved in the sector. To celebrate International Women's Day, we were very keen to interview women who have actually broken the glass ceiling, and not only broken the glass ceiling by being a part of the engineering services, but have also taken decisions that have impacted the industry positively when it comes to women. And today, I'm really proud and happy to introduce to you Dr. Smita Patel is the Director of Commercial for Takshi Autocomponents Pvt. Limited. She's responsible for finance, legal, HR and admin, ESG and CSR for the company. An alumni of Pune University and IIM Bangalore, she believes in the philosophy that change is the only constant, and hence at Takshi, the same philosophy is followed for constant evolution. She leads from the front and is constantly working towards building strong yet resilient teams. Through her CSR, she focuses on women empowerment through the various initiatives and especially through girl child education. Congratulations for that, Smita. She has worked very closely on various forums like CII, ACMA, IWN, and has been the co-convener and convener for CII's MSME panel and has also shared her views on various topics during panel discussions. She has been invited by many institutes like IIM Indore, IIM Ahmedabad, Sivigad Institute of Management to deliver her views on management topics like strategy, bootstrapping, and the art of storytelling. Apart from this, she finds interest in reading books, watercolor painting, and traveling, which has also led her hobby in photography. A warm welcome. Really looking forward to this interaction with you, Smita.
Thank Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mayuri, and thank you to VIT for thinking about me and getting me here to express my views and to inspire women. I would really be happy even if one girl gets inspired and tries to, actually do something for this industry.
Yes, and honestly, I think the way you have managed to balance it all, wearing multiple hats, a lot of us have a lot to learn. So, looking forward to the next few minutes that we're going to spend with each other. To start with, Smita, I'd really like to understand from you a little bit about the company and also the role that you play because you're playing multiple roles in terms of HR, legal, sustainability. So, while you're sharing that entire journey with us, also help us understand how do you manage so many hats?
The thing is, okay, so Takshi Auto Components is a component manufacturing company, and we are into mainly the axle and axle housing manufacturing. So we make the rear axles for SUV segment, the front axles for tractors, trucks, and buses, and we also have our own EV axles for the electric vehicles like the three-wheeler rickshaws and golf carts. So our EVs have more demand in all the European countries, Australia,
Okay.
especially for the golf carts.
Okay.
So that's more or less about Takshi, and we supply to nearly all the OEMs in India.
Wonderful.
Well, as far as my role goes, it is not that I am alone wearing all these hats, but I have very, very capable professionals in place.
Right,
Yeah, so they are there. I do head these departments or these responsibilities, and so the final outcome of any of these lies on my shoulders.
right,
But I truly have some very good people there with me, and that's why I'm able to do this, I can say.
right. Uh, Wonderful, Smita. But what I would really like to know from you is that you've actually grown the organization, right? From the time it was really small to today as one of the leading component manufacturing companies in India, and now that I hear from you, even exports, so across the
Yes.
world. So, what do you believe that you did differently, or what you brought onto the table as a woman that really helped the organization? And maybe something like your success mantra. What do you think was the reason you went through this entire journey, and how did you contribute to it? What was it?
Well, I believe in a mantra which is um, lead with data, but manage with empathy.
Oh, lovely.
So I always keep telling everybody, and I have always followed it, that I take complete ownership of my content, my data.
Okay.
So I would, yes, if I fall short, I would take help from various people, from consultants outside. But when I present something or when I say something, I take full ownership of my data and my content. Whereas, along with this, when I have to manage or when I have to get things executed, empathy plays a role in that. And I
Very true.
really feel that, women bring across on the table empathy and resilience,
Right.
which is a very good combination, because I also think that skills can be taught. So if a person lacks into something, which can be taught, you can
You
train
can
him, you can
teach.
send him for different things. But the attitude or this that is within you cannot be actually taught.
True.
So
Very
I
true.
feel that resilience and empathy should, I have read a lot of books on them. I have done courses. Yes, you can develop your empathy to a certain level, but I feel that it naturally flows in women.
True.
Once
That
again, a disclaimer that it's not that I'm against men. I have a lot of men working, uh,
right.
and yes, some of them I have seen really have a very high quotient when it comes to the EQ. But
Right.
more or large, if you see, scientifically or DNA wise, we are, wired more towards the caring.
Differently. True, true. No, very interesting you said that. And especially because the industry itself is so tough. You talked about your products, they're heavy, they're large, difficult manufacturing setups. So quite challenging and so resilient and the never say die attitude. You're absolutely right. One has to be a part of this industry. Right. Smita, I was just going through some statistics and I realized that women in India, the population is 50%. It's almost 50%. So it's almost equal representation of men and women. But when we look at the industry that we belong to, the manufacturing engineering space, the good organizations that have a lot of women representation would be around, say, 10 to 15 odd percent, and even lesser on the leadership part of it. And the smaller organization probably some will have zero number of women representation, and a person who's a part of the leadership team of Takshi, I actually wanted to understand from you in terms of how do you see how do can we increase that representation of women in the industry? How do you look at it? Is it even required? And how can we move forward in that direction?
Well, definitely, I feel that it is required.
Hmm.
And especially being a woman myself and having two daughters, I
Okay.
think, this is something that we carry forward for our generations to come.
Right.
If we are not as I said, evolution and change is the constant. So we
Right.
need to change as times are changing. There are girls out there who are getting themselves so educated, so they should find good opportunities to put their education into real, implement it.
Right.
Otherwise the degrees would just not hold any meaning to them. So that real
Absolutely.
satisfaction would come to them if they find good opportunities.
Right.
Well, what I have realized is basic hygiene most companies do, where Takshi also is one of them, that all the governances are there, or you would give them only the first shift or the
Right.
general shift. Well,
Right.
now these things, the codes have come that with certain rules and regulations, you can give the second. But yet, I believe I still in Takshi follow that general shifts are given. We give them the
Okay.
maternity and we welcome them after that. So all these
Wonderful.
basic things are taken care of, the
Okay.
SHE, the POSH. But what I have realized through my experiences, because I have been to some tier 2 and tier 3 cities for campus interview drives,
Okay.
just to understand that why I can't get more women or girls, at least in the GET roles, whom I can groom and nurture, and they can find this thing. So
Right.
when I went to such places, I realized that they are accompanied by either the father or the mother or
Mm.
somebody, their elder brother or somebody. So because more or less in India, women are not considered as the first or the main breadwinner of the family,
Right.
and their working is not that important for the family.
Right.
So these people back home, if they're married, early marriages, then their husband or their father or anybody at home feels that, he wants to see where she's going to work, what is
Mm.
the type of work she's going to have, who are
Right.
going to be her colleagues, and
Right.
most importantly, who will be her boss. Would she have to, get into some favors for the boss? And,
Right.
is it really safe? So all these things, when during the campus interviews, I realized that sometimes, if so they were more approachable to me, because as Jayanti at that point of time, and today also
Right.
my HR head is a female,
Right.
Prerna. Initially it was Jayanti.
Okay.
We've always been a team of women, when it comes
Right.
to these things. So both of
Right.
us were there for the drives, and
Right.
then they found it more this thing. अच्छा तो इनके यहाँ तो ये बड़े बड़े पोजीशंस पे भी women है. हाँ चलो चलो फिर पहला इंटरव्यू यहीं पे दे दो.
That sense
And
of
I
safety. Right.
Yeah, so that
Right.
sense of safety. So that's what I have realized. So hence in Takshi, I've come out with an experiment wherein I feel that rather than just focusing on the bottoms up, just recruiting women in the layers below in the pyramid, I have now started, looking out for women in the middle level or a little above them.
Oh, very interesting. Okay.
So if I get HODs, nothing like it. So in finance, you can have HOD, in HR you can. But then what happens is if you really have women in the middle management, then making teams below them becomes easier.
Right. And they also grow into leadership roles that much faster. That's wonderful to hear, Smita.
So
Right.
when they are growing, the teams that they have made, they also get an opportunity to grow.
Right.
And in the process, everybody, it's a win-win situation for all of them.
Absolutely.
And I feel that is working, I
Right.
feel that is working.
But I also come across women who sometimes find it difficult to balance between, they're okay till the time they're not married, but the moment they're married, the challenges of a child, a husband. So, how did you manage that? You said you have two daughters. You have also highly educated yourself. You have been a part of forums, which must have taken a lot of your time to be a part of various panels and running a growing organization. What was it that you believe? So, I actually want to know from you, how did you do the balancing act? Because that sometimes is one of the biggest deterrents for women when it comes to joining an engineering company which doesn't have the same policies that an IT company may have. So,
Unfortunately, we are still in that patriarchal zone, and I
right,
think another generation would be needed, but somebody has to start.
right,
uh, I was fortunate enough to have a very, very, backing family, or they were my strong supports.
right.
My major support system has always been my mother-in-law, which
Okay,
some people find very unique.
that's
But
wonderful.
it's all a give and take, is what I feel.
Right,
So as we are going forward, and this is for the girls who are upcoming and thinking of making careers, whichever field you are, all said and done, on whichever role you are, how highly educated you are, in hierarchy, wherever you stand, whether you're the vice president, president of any company. People must have jokingly seen Indira Nui's interview on that,
I saw that.
yeah. So when you go back home,
Right,
the family members tend to forget all that. And for them,
right,
you are a wife, you are a daughter in law, you are a mother, and all
right,
that comes in. So I
right.
would definitely say that please try to build up your ecosystem wherever necessary.
Very
You
important.
should have
Yes.
strong ecosystems which will help you. in all possible fronts. When your kids are small, when they're going to school, maybe you miss something, but then you should have a very good ecosystem of your kids friends, parents or mothers, who will brief you, who will guide you, and who stand by you even if you miss something, you know. Many other such things. At home you should have a very good ecosystem of all the house help, the maids or whoever. But then
True.
one thing you need to remember is, when it's an ecosystem, you are their ecosystem as well.
Very
So
true.
just don't try to take help from everybody. Try to give it wherever possible. So
Wonderful.
always remember
Yes.
that your house help also comes through a lot of adversities. She has more problems at home than you have. So
Right.
try to understand, be empathetic. And
Mm,
when she is in the need, be there for her, stand for her. And it's
true.
again a win-win. And I feel women only can help women more.
That's really lovely. I think empathy is something that I'm really taking from this interaction of yours and probably helps at work, home, and building that ecosystem as well. So, Smita, if I had to ask you, um, maybe last two, three questions. One being, what are the three words that you say would describe you as a person, your journey professionally? Uh, Maybe just in three words, what are those three words that you believe you stand for, which has helped you to function in a manufacturing engineering space and
Oh,
given you the success that you wanted?
okay. Okay. So I've always been resilient. I
Right,
have always had a never say die attitude. In whatever
right,
circumstances, I believe in bouncing back.
right,
Uh, Empathy is another word for me.
right.
But yet, when it comes to execution, yes, I am a tough
Some tough
taskmaster as
decisions.
well,
Right.
because I believe in Sam, Dam, Danda, Bhed equally.
You need to.
And
Yeah.
you may say that I'm a very spiritually grounded person. So at
Wonderful.
times, the stress levels are so high everywhere at all fronts.
Right.
Uh, there are ailing parents, ailing in-laws at home. You're at the same time you have tremendous pressures at workforce. Our financial year closures come in the same
Are
months when kids
crazy.
always had exams.
Right.
So you have boards going on, yet you have this pressure. So I've always ensured that I do not miss my yoga sessions, and
Wonderful.
I do not have a single day without meditation.
Oh, lovely. So self-care is also equally important to be able
Very,
to manage all of
very,
this. That's
very
really
important.
lovely.
It gives you the confidence to stand through and just weather all the storms that come.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take this back as a personal learning because I'm always giving reasons of why I don't do that, that I have this meeting or have to go out of town. But I think this is something I'll also take back spirituality or in some form looking at your health as well and your peace of mind as well, right, Smita? And before we close, I want
See,
to
because
know,
I would like to add that by the time you come to these roles, in the
right,
leadership roles,
right,
you've already spent 20, 25 years. You suddenly don't reach to that level. And
right,
that's the exact time when your hormones go in a turvy tossy thing. You
absolutely.
are on the verge of menopause. So, you have to, because it's on the Women's Day forum, I'm speaking out so
Sure,
openly about
sure.
women's problems. And,
Yes,
all that also adds in. So, preparing yourself for those things, you have worked hard for 2 decades or more to reach that, to gain that. And then because you are unable to cope emotionally or physically, is not a very good thing to happen to you.
right.
So think in advance. I would again tell
I
all the
think
women and all the girls out there that take care of yourself, take care of your health. Even after marriage, it's your responsibility to take care of health of everybody else, but you also come there. If you are
right,
fit,
right.
everything follows.
No, and thank you for bringing that out because it's not something everyone will talk about, but I think it's very important what you just highlighted. So, yes, that's a message we take with us. I want to know from you, why should women consider joining manufacturing and engineering space? And if there is a message that you have for them, though you've already given a beautiful message, but anything other than that that you may want to say to them on International Women's Day, it's not about celebrating women just on one day, maybe
Yes.
throughout the year, but
Yes, of
especially
course.
for
Of
this,
course. Always.
if there's something that you want to share, would love to hear from you.
I would not specify that women need to come into manufacturing only. I
Okay,
would just tell each and every girl out there that do what your heart tells you to do. If you're
okay,
interested in mechanical engineering, if you're interested in this field, if you're interested in anything that the STEM career requires, whether it
Right.
be electronics, computer engineering, any type of thing, just going for it. See, I always had a belief that fear and faith are two notions which we have never seen, but we have to
Hmm.
choose one. Choose
Right.
wisely.
Right.
So
Oh, wow.
choose faith,
Hmm.
and always remember, don't don't take the fear, or don't be afraid of office politics or what would happen. No, have the faith that if I do my best and if I give the best would come back to me. Why not?
Lovely. Lovely.
So choose a field that you really love from the bottom of your heart, because when your work is your passion, it is not felt as work at all.
Absolutely right. Yeah. And absolutely beautiful message to give out, Smita.
And any field that you go to, I feel women are very creative, very innovative. They think differently. They bring a different perspective to the table. Definitely, men also do. But if men and women are put together on a table to discuss a problem statement, I have seen wonderful solutions come out. If
Right.
you just put one of them,
Right.
those solutions I have not met with. And I have
True.
done these experiments, I
You've
have
done
done
it.
these
Yeah.
experiments. The same problem statement I have given to a team of only men, whereas the same problem statement I have given when I have added two women to that team, and I have seen
You
the
got
difference.
different results. Yeah. But tell me, interestingly, how has it been to lead a group of men?
Oh, yeah.
Was it
That's
easy?
no.
How was it
Initially, it's
taken?
very.
Because especially I'm talking about 15, 20 years back when you came into the space of leading men.
I
How
tell
was
you,
that
it's initially
journey?
very tough because, as I said, uh, men in this country are very hardwired. And why should I say this country? Because,
Anywhere.
all this perspective of mine changed when I read the book by Sheryl Sandberg, Lean In. And I
Okay.
recommend, again, on this forum, I recommend all the girls, including you if you have not,
I haven't, yeah.
please, please read the book Lean In. So Sheryl Sandberg is the COO of Facebook, and she has
Okay.
worked very closely with Mark Zuckerberg for decades to come
Right.
when it was just a startup. Okay,
Okay.
so I have read her book wherein she has put across these facts very clearly. And what opened my mind or opened my attitude towards this was, I used to feel because मैं India में हूँ ऐसा ऐसा होता रहता है. But
Hmm.
no, she has written. So she has narrated an incident in the opening of the book itself, which says that she had gone into pitch into a very big company, a huge sprawling office, and that too in a Western country, right? Huge
Right.
sprawling office with glass from the the floor to the ceiling, and fantastic everything, but the meeting extended a little longer, and when they took a break, she asked them for a women's restroom, and
Right.
surprisingly they
There
didn't have.
wasn't any. Yeah.
So it's
Right.
not just India, and
It's
that
all
changed
over.
my aspect, or that changed my perception, that why it's not the country. It's,
It's
this change is required, and why don't we start with that change?
absolutely.
Somebody has to do it. So she has
Absolutely.
also created community called Lean In Community. So we women should lean in for other women, pull them up, help them. the
Absolutely. Yeah.
the higher you go on the ladder, you keep pulling people down you, and lean in means that you actually lean over on somebody's shoulder and take them up. So become mentors, become coaches, and if they are on their downsides, if they are feeling a little
Support
low,
them.
pep
Yeah.
them up. It is, everything is possible.
No, and you're absolutely right. It's something that I realize with these interviews as well. Celebrating another woman has a separate level of joy. So when I'm
Yes.
talking to you all and I'm listening to your stories, it's a feeling of great joy for me personally as well to listen to this. And yes, and thank you. I'm definitely going to pick up that book and I'm going to read that. And
Yes.
thank you so much, Smita, for sharing your
You know
journey
what?
with
I've
us.
kept a lot of copies on my table,
So
and
maybe
if
I'll
I
take
find
one.
any new girl walking in, if any of my friends' daughter graduates and she's going to have her first job and she comes to meet me,
That's the
that's
book
the
you
book
hand
I give.
over. Yeah, I
Yes.
think I'm going to read that too, and maybe
And then when I was
share with
talking
you
about
how it went.
ecosystems, she
Hmm.
has written another book, Option B. So
Okay.
then again, at the peak of her career, when she feels that everything is good, suddenly on a treadmill, her husband has a heart attack and dies on the spot.
Oh my God. Okay.
And that's when Cheryl has shared her incidences and how ecosystems help, and what is
Wow.
it required when you feel that your entire world is crashing down, but yet you have
Absolutely.
to put up a face and still attend board meetings. So
Right.
at that time, all your
Right.
support systems fall in place. So how to create your option Bs is another way. You can read that and
Right.
see if
Right.
something sticks to
Right.
you.
Right. Smita, what I take away from this session with you today is the need for a community of sorts, for us to be able to actually be there for each other through the
Yes.
entire journey, discuss the difficult times, and have someone to lean on, and how we can grow from there. I also take away the message that it's not about engineering or manufacturing. Go with what your passion has. And of course, we have a lot of passionate women who are also going to be joining our industry, and how they can actually grow in with some of the things that you shared that helped you in your journey. I don't want to close the interview without recognizing and thanking all the men who also accepted, women into the industry and supported this journey. It wouldn't have been possible without
So
them.
let's start a men's day as well,
Let's start a men's day as well.
Definitely. You need to have a very, it's not just that, a successful man has a, so the same goes otherwise. I have a very, very strong partner who has
Right,
always motivated and inspired me. So
right,
I thank him equally.
right. So,
A
love.
very strong father who has raised me, who educated me.
Right. No, no, we have a lot of men to thank for as well. So, celebrating with all of us together as a collective, a happy Women's Day. And
Thank you.
thank you for
Thank
joining us.
you.
I'm
And
almost
happy
certain that,
Women's Day to all the girls, all the women out there. And
right,
I really want to see all of you grow the ladder and do what your heart wants you to do.
right. And I'm also certain that it is not just one or two women that you've inspired. You've inspired a lot of women through this interaction. So, a big thank you to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.